No, this one, no. This one for you. The other one for
With profound respect, I respectfully welcome the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, His Excellency Peterobi, and his entourage to the Bayelsa State Traditional Rulers Council Secretariat. On behalf of the monarchs, other traditional rulers, and people of Bayelsa State, you are without any iota of a doubt and undisputed Owe that has come to our council today, Owe Buddha. We are pleased to have a champion in our midst today. Your Excellency, you are well aware that Bayelsa State is where the first ever commercially viable oil well 1, was discovered at Otuabagi in 1956, from where the first cargo of 5,000 barrels of excellent crude was shipped to Europe in 1958. Shipping out of the liquid gold has continued since then, some by oil thieves and others by the government, with the proceeds used to transform everywhere else in Nigeria and abroad, but not here. We are left to live with pollution from gas flares and oil spillages for all these decades. It may shock you to know that 26 years after the creation of Bayelsa State, the federal government of Nigeria has not been able to channel our oil money to provide for its workers a functional federal government secretariat in Yenagoa, the state capital.
Take up your phones and take what we are talking, what we are promising, so that you'll be able tomorrow, when we go into office and we're not doing it, be able to chase us out. Because this country can no longer go on the way it's going with empty promises or having people who are incompetent in office. What you read here, as you were reading it, I was telling the chairman, this is our country. I know you just talked about what is happening in Bayelsa. The story of Bayelsa is the story of Nigeria. The total, I called the first state yesterday, and people said to me, Peter, why that you say Nigeria is a first state? You shouldn't have said it's qualified for a first state. The two major measures of a first state is when you are no longer in control of your territory. We know that we are no longer in control of this territory because bandits, criminality, and everything have taken over. Everybody now lives in fear. And when you're no longer in control of your economy, we're no longer in control of our economy. Nobody knows what a bag of rice will cost tomorrow. Nobody knows what a bag of curry will cost tomorrow. What you do now is that you give your people money. If they buy anything, then that is the price. Whatever price they come back with, that's it. Nobody knows the rate of exchange. Everything. That is the story of your country, which you know very well. People who are stealing all your people in government, let nobody tell you it's just small people who are taking buckets. No. The major oil stealing, the major people stealing oil are people in government. You use tanker to steal oil. It's not sweet, you put it in your pocket. It has to come with a big tanker. And we have a navy, we have a military, we have a security system. Who monitors our waters when they come to carry it? And when they leave, they supervise it. And when you read what there is there, and what we're losing, because we're no longer meeting our quota, you find that if we have allowed it to go the way it's going and meet our quota, we'll be able to solve East-West Road. How much will East-West Road cost?
Silvanus Aibadenfa. I'm a student of Niger Delta University. I'm studying agricultural economics, extension, and rural development. So I want to ask, I have two questions in mind. The first one, okay, one question. I want to ask, sir, there are so many health challenges that students face, and I noticed that the government don't do anything about it. There are some health challenges that are too difficult for the family to take care of. Some, they have to do operations,
surgery with millions of naira, and they end up losing their life because they are unable to raise this money. Sir, if you become president, because I want you to become the president, if you become the president, sir, what will you do? What are your plans for the students concerning their health sector?
What we face. My dear sister talked about health. It is not just students, it's everybody. What differentiates a developing, and a fair state is two things. Call it three, because it's all hangs on what you call HDI, which is Human Development Index. Which number one is health. Number two, because when you talk about life expectancy, it's actually health. Number two is education. Number three is per capita, which is pulling people out of poverty. Two of you. So health investment is critical. Your country is not investing in health. You must invest in it. And I've said it, we've presented it, that I will not pay subsidy on fuel. I'll pay subsidy on health and education. Because that's how society will develop. That money we are wasting, people are stealing in subsidy. I'm going to take it from them. I put it in education. Put it in health. So it's very important. But rest assured that productivity would increase if people are healthy and educated. So we say we are going to move from consumption to production. That is the engine.
Okay. Sir, Your Excellency, sit down. For 1 minute. Your team.
As a branch, it is pertinent that we draw your attention to the challenges confronted by Bayelsa State, as well as place our demands as recommendations for solving those challenges, hoping that your presidency, hoping that you will win, will work towards meeting them for the benefit and development of Nigeria and Bayelsa State in particular, and Nigeria at large.
The federal government will not know that by cleaning the water zone, by cleaning Bayelsa, putting more in infrastructure in Bayelsa, we can get more money out of them.
We have made some points here, which I'm going to read out a few of them for your consideration when you become the president of this country. One of the points we are asking you to consider is the structural adjustment and devolution of power with more resources for the sub-regions. This will help the regions to develop at their own pace and will help the country to grow. We want you to look at the NDDC, the policies in NDDC, which was established to help the Niger Delta region and ensure that the policies are implemented to include a regional plan, master plan, which was made but has not been implemented.
Let me assure you, I'm committed to everything you wrote here. Whatever I said, say I want them to tape it. A new Nigeria is possible. Next year, the election should not be on tribe. No tribe buys bread cheaper. No tribe have uninterrupted electricity. No tribe has this. Go to the north. The 10 poorest states in the Nigeria, 9 is from the north. So it's all about leadership. They have been in leadership. More poor people live there. The highest number of school children in the world is in the north. So it has nothing to do with leadership. Nigeria have overtaken India in infant mortality. India is 1.4 billion. We can't do that. It's unaccepted. Our country has been criminalized. Even the oil that we're supposed to do, we're losing it because people are stealing it. Don't think that those stealing oil are those who are taking it one bucket. No. We know those who are stealing it. Those in government. They are the ones stealing the oil. That's why they don't want to protect it. And they know that. We can't have it. We're looking for every common. We're the only oil producing country today without sanction, which Venezuela, that is not meeting up their quota. Because all the oil companies, they're no longer investing, and whatever we have, we could not. And we're losing money at a time we need every time. In July and August, Mr. Chairman, we lost about $5 billion.
I want to assure you as the national chairman of the party that we do what is right. We want to assure you that we will provide leadership that will change the country for the better. As of today, our presidential candidate Peter Obi is the best among all presidential candidates. He has the pedigree, he has the character, he has the capacity, he has what it takes to turn the country around. And therefore, without further waste of time, I want to call him to come and speak to you, to come and unveil his program to you.
Go and verify our background. I and Daddy are work creators. He has worked hard, I've worked hard, we've created wealth, and that's what we want to do with Nigeria. You can go and check our schools where we have passed, take what we are doing. When we say we are going to fight corruption, we will fight it. Because we have been doing something. Daddy went to school, everybody knows his secondary school, everybody knows his university, everybody knows where he did PhD. Everybody knows my secondary school. I went to CKC, I went to Suka. You can go and see the other places I went. It's all documented and written, whether it's Lagos Business School, whether it's Harvard, whether it's Columbia. Everybody knows the school. None of them is hidden. This job requires people who are competent. It requires people who have capacity. It requires people who have commitment. Above all, it requires physical and mental energy. Me and Daddy, go and check our energy. Go and check our age. We are committed to this. A new Nigeria is possible. So we have been able today to meet from the government to Treasury Rulers Council, the youth, CAN, PANDEF, rally, and we said it's time to come and say thank you to our father, thank you to our leader. Nobody today can talk about leadership in this country without reference to you. Nobody can talk today about the unity, the peace of this country without reference to you. All we've been preaching in all our campaigns that we want to secure and unite Nigeria. We want to ensure that Nigeria move back to where its per capita was a few years ago. And all this is a reference to you. So we're here. And I'm here personally as your own junior brother to pay my loyalty and my respects. And our team people who are accompanying us will say today, and everybody will say today, that our trip to Bayelsa was very fruitful. And we're going back happy. Seeing the king, I'm sure you must have endorsed your own. So thank you and God bless you.
To use this unique opportunity to encourage you in what you are doing. And Nigeria, for us to move forward, we need unity. So many countries, when you talk about in the late 50s, early 60s, there was prediction that Nigeria and XYZ countries will be at par. I don't want to go into mentioning those names. And you normally ask yourself, why are we still where we are? This was predicted by intellectuals, not ordinary people. People who study the world and look at the world trends and predicted that Nigeria, Brazil, India, blah, 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 will be this. All those countries have left us. But we are still where we are. And we Nigerians must ask ourselves one question. Why have we not been able to move with others? There is, in terms of tribal sentiment, racist sentiments, and so on, it's almost every nation. But the degree we have in Nigeria is very debilitating. It's what is pushing us backward. We have a country that we don't believe we belong into that country. Most of our leaders will say Nigeria is not a nation. We have different nationalities. It's a geographical expression, all kinds of terms. And I believe that the young people especially, if we must move forward, we must leave those sentiments aside. Every nation, every country, they have their own history. A Nigerian must see himself as a Nigerian. And we must see ourselves as one. And if I am the president, if the best person to hold a particular office is either from Enugu or from Ibadan or from Sokoto or from Yenagua or from Calabar, it doesn't matter. And until we get to that point, as a nation, we cannot move anywhere.